What up? Yo.
Hold on, is my mute? You can hear me, bro? Hold on, let me turn this TV down.
Oh, hold on. Let me pause my music.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Let me turn this down.
Let me just share the links on all the social medias and stuff, and then we'll get going.
All right, yeah, hold on, let me just break down this backwards. Let me get it going. So what you trade?
I trade.
Options? I seen your shit like options and shit.
Yeah, I trade more options and stuff now. So uh, let me um let me get this shared, and then we'll be good.
Mhm. You like the first person I ever said yeah to. You know that, right? You know that, right? You like the first person I ever said yeah to a motherfucking interview. I don't think, buddy. Yeah. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. All right, cool. So I think we are live on YouTube, and then also on. I got my Instagram live going on as well, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit hard doing this on the Zoom, and then also like on and
I'll leave all
oh
that
shit,
tech shit to you, bro.
knocking over my phone. Oh man, I'm just screwing over everything. All right, so cool. So we got the live on YouTube, and then also on the Instagram live. But today we got the how do you say your name, bro?
Davon.
Oh, I can't
Davon.
hear you now.
You can't hear me?
There, now I can hear you.
That's Davon.
Oh, let me turn this. There we go. Davon,
Yeah.
cool, bro. And you know what? Like, I gotta be honest. Like, I've seen you, like, on the MIC, and you see me killing it, and doing all kinds of good stuff and everything. But
Hmm.
I I never like I see like I just see you doing well. Like, I never really got to talk to you and everything. I just kind of watch and admire from afar, see you doing well and everything. I'm a kind of little bit of a fanboy, so I just thought I would have you on to come and talk a little bit. I think it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know, how long have you been trading now?
If I want to say 3 years, 4 years
3 years.
now. Wait, 4 years actually in March.
Yeah, so I think we've been trading around the same amount of time, so which is pretty cool. That's why I kind of asked you, so then we could kind of relate, and we could, we know like kind of like how the market has been like. We could kind of vibe off of that. It's not like
Yes, sir.
you've been in the market for 30 years like some other guys, or whatever, and some things like that. But yeah, dude. Why don't you talk about
Hey
yourself?
man, just another thing, just because you brought that up, just so I won't forget. Just because a motherfucker been in the market for 30 years don't mean they know shit.
That's true
Just
too.
because they been in there for 30 years does not mean they profitable. So just remember
That's true
that.
too. That's
Just
true too.
remember
There's a
that.
lot of older guys, like you see some older guys like on Twitter and stuff that are like, man, I just don't understand. Like, they don't have a life. It seems like, look at that. This is my type of podcast right here. We got Davone over here rolling a blunt while we're over here doing Sunday stock study. That's what I like to see. You ain't gonna see this on Chat with Traders or anything here, guys.
Listen, Jay. This is me. I ain't. Hey, this is me.
So that's
Yeah.
one of the things. That's one of the things I wanted to, bring up is, do you think it helps you, like it calms your nerves when when
I
you're
smoke every day I trade.
so
Every
like when
every
you're actually trading though?
every like I cause you feel me, I trade early pre-market. So like you feel me, my blunt fired up at 4 in the morning. You feel me? Like and if people know like that motherfuckers know that trade with me, like my blunt, some days if I'm up good pre-market might take some shots. Might
I've never done that. Never taken any shots or anything. I've
Nah,
always
that's when you up though. When you up like say if a stock like at 450 and you got like a 448 average and it's down to like let's say 380 or something, you like shit. It's payday.
that's a you know what that's I think it's really good for you to like celebrate, and that's part of like this whole like kind of series and podcast. That's something that I think everyone knows the patterns. Everyone knows the patterns, and everyone knows the technicals. Everyone knows, like you should know to use a stop loss. And I don't want to sound like a
Actually,
broken record.
because a lot of people that got bought into the market like was taught and like they were taught not to use stop market losses because the algos can see you stop and all that. That's a bunch of bullshit. Use a stop market loss, bro.
Yep,
That will save your account.
yep. So, and I just I didn't want to I don't, well, that stuff, like the actual teaching stuff, we'll leave that, like I just want to, this is supposed to be more like entertainment and more like kind of lifestyle stuff for traders, and like kind of like stuff
Okay.
outside of trading that could actually help you in your trading. Like, I just got home from the gym. So like, you're rolling a blunt, that's how you relax. I just got home from the gym. So, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And, but yeah, talk a little bit about like how you got started trading stuff, man.
So basically, I was in college and I was about to get ready to graduate. I ain't never had a job in my life. I had said to myself, man, I am not about to get no job. But at the same time, I don't want to be no dummy out here trying to risk my life for some dumb ass little change. So I Googled top paying non-labor jobs. And like a couple of stuff popped up, real estate and a couple of little shits popped up, insurance brokers and all like a lot of shit popped up, but stocks caught my attention. And I don't know what's up with the iPhones, but as soon as I Googled that shit popped up on my motherfucking Instagram, Tim Sykes. So I'm just sitting there like, man, what the hell? End up like basically seeing his Lambos and seeing all that and just got in the market from there.
Awesome, bro. So did you before MIC, like because MSA wasn't even a thought 4 years ago. Did you join any like actual like food type rooms or
Yeah.
anything like that?
So my journey was originally with Sykes. Started off with Sykes, then seeing Sykes. So if you part of Sykes program, you're gonna hear about the top traders like Gratani and Dux. So Gratani ain't had no room, but Dux was coming out with a room. So I end up leaving Sykes, joining Dux's room. Wasn't really like the dude was so smart and technical that I wasn't there yet to understand what the hell he was talking about. Like, man, what are you talking about? Like, so then I left his room. It was just freelancing. And then one of the homies I followed, the Bear, he one day posted a bow chart and a quote. So I heard my investing club was starting up. I got in like after the first month it opened and just learned the system, bro. Like really learned the system of trading, learned how like to look up stocks, to due diligence, however you say that shit, behind the stocks, just the little shit, just to get it ready, just to not be waiting on somebody else's alert and shit, just to go with it. And bro, that was a huge help. And then like what I learned from it was every room has their own special thing. Like Sykes' room is mostly like he alerts and people buy. So you can say it's a pump, but you can't like. I don't want to say he pumps stuff because I don't want to put that no dirt on nobody's name. But his room is mostly that. Um, Dux's room is different. His shit's different. That's all. His shit is different.
Yeah.
And
So,
MIC was just a click.
so what's more your style, or what do you like to trade and stuff?
All right, so me, I trade smaller caps. So stocks from around, I would say from $1 to 10. Sometimes I hit a $12 stock if it's like a stock is up for a lot, but just smaller caps. And I don't swing trade, and I've never I swung on accident before, but I don't swing trade. I rarely go long. I'm like a 95% short seller. Um, what else? What's my method? And I just really trade what I feel like fit my criteria, like not because somebody else is talking about it, or because this room's talking about it, this room's talking about it. Like if it don't fit my criteria, I don't care about missing no stock. So it's like whatever.
So you're saying you stay in your own lane, like you just stick to your own
Definitely,
business.
definitely.
Cool. So, and can you talk a little bit about like what that does for you and your win rate and the way that you trade? Just uh,
So
would you say like filtering the noise, right?
so basically, filtering the noise will help you out so much because a lot of people say they have a plan. For example, say you got a plan to short stock at like $5 area, and the $5 area come, but the room that you in is saying no, don't short it. This stock is too dangerous or something, and you miss the play, but it end up that stock dropping from 5 to like $3. So it's like your mindset just got de just got derailed because of somebody else. And so I just want to like get with traders that think the same as me and just trade the same. And if they don't agree with my trading, like I just clear that out and just trade what I want to trade. And as far as win rate this year, I haven't had a red day.
That's what I was seeing. So that was one of the things when I was, I kind of sat down and I made like a wish list of everyone, that I wanted to, have on, I was like I said, I've been just admiring your trades from afar. You know what I mean? Like, and I seen that, you just been hammering, lately. So you haven't had any red days. You've been, just, on this win streak. But I got to agree with you on the whole like staying in your lane and filtering out that noise because I did this on my stock study and I said, hey, like, Tesla looks good at 327.50. It looks like it's going to go up. And I have people, telling me like, no, like, it's such a bullshit company. It's so corrupt. And, all this shit's going on. And it was hard. Like, it's hard, like to hear all that, stuff. Now I'm like, cool. Well, that's, I hear the fundamental part of it, but, the chart is telling me we're going way up. So, I want to, I'm going to take a position on it. And then it sucks because I mean, those are your friends that you trade with, and you don't want to be like, see, told you so. Like you can't, do that either. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, a little rough. Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't type.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like you gotta, if you disagree with somebody, you just gotta tell them like, all right, we just gonna go our separate ways with this trade. Like I'm gonna go this way because I'm not about to do something. Because at the end of the day, people gotta understand, trading is way more complicated than just pressing a button. Like people just think all you gotta do is just press a button. Like no, like it's thought, it's stats, it's a lot that go behind it, and so it's I feel like a lot of people just need to find the person or a group that fits them, their style trading. Whether you go long, whether you a scalper, whether you hold, whether you swing, you just gotta do stuff that's for you.
so you're only in MIC right now still.
Nah, I'm an MIC in a J Trader room.
Yeah, see, the J Trader was my mentor for a little bit. And then I was just kind of like, okay, cool. Like I got the setups, like, and I was like, I'm not gonna really pay for friends, you know what I mean, to be in the room. I was like, I got the learning part of it, so like I'm out, guys. Thank you. And then
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just built off of that and made my own, kind of system off of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but Yeah, I love Jay Trader's the way he
Both.
teaches.
That's why I be trying to tell each both rooms. Like both rooms are so great. It just depends on what trader you are. Like MIC, like they like the best. Like in my opinion, I will go to my grave. Bao is the best. Is the best scalper I've ever seen. Like witnessed. Like seen it. Like he's the best in the world. Like I've seen in his thought process of everything. That's is crazy. So that room scalps, and then you got Alex. People will be like, oh, he was in a prop firm, but then look, just the other day on Tesla, he just made 6K. I mean 6 figures, no prop. So
Yep.
it's like it's tons of traders. James, who I trade with, who's still the homie who I talked to earlier, phenomenal trader. Like with Jay, I click more because I look for the bigger move now. I want more to move. It's because
Exactly.
the hardest thing for me is to get a top tick on something and only get a 20 cent win on it because I just covered out. Like I want to get the meat of the move. Like I want to get at least 70% of the move.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I gotta commend Jay Trader on is that his system is very black and white, where this is your entry, this is your risk, and then this is your out. Like you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
in my system, there are like it's a lot more discretionary, to where like okay, like if this happens, then you could stay in a little bit longer. But like if you see this and you feel this, then go ahead and get out. Like you know what I mean? And it's hard to like give that to someone that like the discretionary part where he has
Did you, did you ever do the one on ones with Jay? Not to cut you off. Did you ever do the
no
one on one?
no I didn't do the one-on-ones, but
See now then I'm gonna say this. If you would have did that, you'd have been saying something different right now. Because I did the one on one with him, G. That's why it was like, oh, okay, now I see your thought process behind this and
yeah.
that. So it was that shit cool. Like,
So the part of like this I don't know what we're calling it, podcast, or what we're doing or whatever, but
mm,
part of it is I think that, that there is kind of like a I don't know how to say it, like I don't want to mean it negatively, but almost like a mob mentality, like you're in this room, so I can't associate with you, or whatever, or you're in this
oh
room,
no, oh no, hell,
and then and then
motherfuckers gonna try that shit with me. Nah, hell no.
Exactly. And so that's and
Nah,
that's the part of what I want to do with this, is that hey, like we could all learn from each other even if we're not in the same
bro.
rooms, right?
That's
Like
why. Listen. If my five favorite traders are not even in the same room, except for I say two of them. My five favorite traders not even in the same room. Steven Duck's got his own room. Bao got his own room. I fucks with Jay, like James, Alex, like Gritani, Investors Underground. You got so many profitable rooms. Mad ass room, like you got a lot of rooms that's profitable. So it's like it depends on who you who's your trading style with. And as far as people saying the mob mentality, don't talk to this group, don't talk to that. Listen, dang, no, nah.
yeah,
I
so
talk to the world.
and
Listen,
that and I don't and that's the thing, is that like I get like even when I was asking like to have people on, and they're like, no, why would I help you? Like you have your own room, and I'm like, dude, like there's no losing when you're providing value to the whole community,
I
man.
quit. This is how you listen. Just because somebody else is in another room, the stock market is a bunch of money. Everybody can make money.
Exactly. So
Everybody, like gee, everybody makes money. That's why I learned. That's why I stop worrying about everybody else. I don't care about your red day. I don't care about your big green day. I don't give a fuck about your dog just died over there. I don't, man. Listen, no, I'm here for business. Get this together. Let's go. As far as oh, you can't be in this room, that room, nothing. That's why I fuck with Bao and Alex them though. Cause when I went to Jay's room, they could have came at me like, man, why you in that room? But they was like, man, fish your trading. And that's why I fuck. They real motherfuckers. I was about to say real
And
niggas, but I
that's
forgot
what
to
I
say
mean.
that.
Like, I want you to, I want everyone, and all the members in my room, and because everyone has a different style, right? So you can learn my style, and then take certain aspects from someone else, and then keep on adding to your playbook, and then it just helps you in different market conditions. Whenever the market is changing, then that it's conducive to the way that those conditions are. Because if you get too acclimated to one way that the market is, and then you're like, okay, cool, now I don't have nothing to trade because it changed, but you could be learning from everyone else, and then you always have a different strategy to do. So I encourage everyone, like, hey, like, I have my strategy, and great, learn my strategy, and then add to it, for everyone else as well. So I agree with you 100% on that. It's And especially if you're spending money, it's no one should tell you how to spend your money. You know, if you're, um,
Hell
if you
no.
don't want spending it on your own education, then do you? You know what I mean? So, um,
There
definitely.
is. I just want to put this out there. There is no perfect way of trading. There
Oh
isn't.
no, that's
I
it.
just want everybody, because everybody, this is the correct way. Do what fits you.
Exactly. And so that's why, like, I tell, I tell my guys, like, hey, I'm going to show you the way I do it, and then the way that, and the different aspects of what how to do it, and then you can take the parts that you need and add it to the way that you do, and then one thing I do in my room is whenever I get a new member, I onboard them, so then I know how they trade, so then I can see their mindset, and then whenever I see something set it up, to the way that they like, I'm like, okay, now I could call out and say like, hey, like, check this out, like, you know what I mean? And so then I'm cognizant of the way that they actually trade. I'm not telling them to go long when they're only exclusively go short. That's freaking stupid. Like,
I'm gonna be real. I ain't even know you had a room or nothing, bro. I seen when you DM me, when you hit me, I was like, let me, feel me. I clicked your page, went to the YouTube thing, looked, seen your videos. I'm like, that's a real nigga. I'm, feel me. Oh yeah, it's cool. You feel me? Then just want everybody to know, ain't nothing rehearsed. Like this, is our first time meeting and even
yeah,
talking.
yeah. That
Nothing,
I've
nothing
never been
rehearsed.
to.
Nothing like.
I was hoping I've been to a few of the MIC meetups and I haven't met you. I met some other people from MIC, but
I'm gonna be
um,
real. If the MIC meetup now, cause I stay in Vegas, if it ain't in Vegas or Cali, I probably won't be attending because that's kind of far as distance. But if it's in Vegas and Cali, and bro, hey, I have not. I've been. That nigga can drink.
oh
That
man,
motherfucker can drink.
we I didn't get home until 5 in the morning at the Dallas meetup, and I was doing
They
30.
told me about the Dallas meetup.
I was
They
doing
said that shit was
35 on the
wild.
highway 35, man, because I was falling asleep. Driving home, I was doing 35 on the highway, falling asleep because, yeah, they party a little too much. Well, not too much. It's just they enjoy themselves. I think it's good to blow some steam, especially with how stressful, our industry is. So, and it's good to like have good people around you, man, because like I don't have no one here in New Mexico. It's definitely really different. So. Um, it's good to get with other people around you. But um, when you're not trading, what do you like to do when you're not trading and stuff? You live
So
in Vegas?
yeah. So basically, when I'm not trading, um, now I'm trying to get my real estate license and my insurance license.
Okay.
So now I'm just basically studying for that. In my as a trader, we got all the time we want basically. Do that. Um, basically with the missus and my dog. We just bought a puppy and we just, bro, just stay in my line, make the money and just chill.
So you're full time now.
Huh?
You're a full time trader now.
Uh, I'm gonna always be a full time trader, even with this new little real estate thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna still be a full time trader. Trading is, it's just that everybody. Then here go the question everybody asks: well, if you're a full time trader, why do you want to work? My thing is, as a trader, I only trade 3 hours of the day at most.
Yeah.
At most, I know my system. I know at pre-market 4, then no later to 7:30. And if I'm staying past 7:30, I got my stop in and I'm just fucking around in the house. But
So that's one thing because and maybe I don't know if you could agree with it or if you deal with it, but I deal with like a lot of depression and anxiety and stuff. So I have to like keep busy all the time and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
got, bruh, it helps because at the end of the day, people don't understand. Also, trading, this is the only job you can sit at, be at the desk all day and still lose money. Motherfuckers don't get that. You could be there all day, still lose.
yeah. So
And then plus I feel like once you got a good, stable, great income behind you, trading becomes more of a video game because now you're like, I'm really gonna play my system to where I wanted to go. 'Cause now I got a lot of money saved in this account and this account for something else, and then this is the 401k just in case something else backfire. Just always a safety behind the safety plan.
exactly.
You gotta also think plan B and C. Like A is good, trading is great. It's
I,
phenomenal.
I like, and I think, you know, I don't know if everyone plans for it. I think this might be something stupid, but I actually have an account. It's just a savings account, like at a bank.
Mm.
But I have a blow up account just in case like anything ever actually happened to like my trading account.
Bro,
Like I'm back at it in a week. Like, you
so
know what I
that's
mean?
why I was that just to elaborate on. Just in case anything happened, I got my money to back anything up. Okay, and
Exactly.
this
We
because
could try again in a week. It's okay.
what it's never been a problem having multiple incomes.
Yeah, so I actually want to start you know, I don't know how many of my YouTube videos you watch, but I mean it's been
I
kind of
watched three of them. I want to say when you made the 100, the recent one.
right. Tesla, yeah. So that was
What was that like?
dude like
What you do after that? If you ain't do nothing amazing, we gonna skip this topic. If you ain't do nothing amazing, just skip the topic. I don't want to hear no side story. Oh, I went to sleep. Oh, I did not me not.
no,
What you
it
do?
was just it's like one of those things that you're like and I think Alex talks about it is that you know you don't wake up in the morning thinking you're gonna make that money. You know what I mean? It's always on
Hmm.
the days you don't expect. So you know, I've been working that trade, and I didn't think that it was gonna gap up that much, and it freaking hit, and it was pretty spot on. And I'd always said that like when I hit a trade like that, I wanted to buy a watch, so either like a Rolex or like a AP or something, and
So
and
where's that?
huh?
Where's that?
Dude, like
So in
so
other words, you ain't get it.
no, so like so hear me out. So hear me out. There's so like I don't know if you watch the videos where like so my mom stole all my money like from my account
Mm.
because I let her manage my money and she actually owned the LLC for my trading to help with my child support. So it didn't look like I actually made the money that the business did. So she wound up stealing the all the money and I was homeless for a little bit and I had to come up again. And now, dude, I have like a pretty bad fear of being broke, dude. Like I don't want to be homeless again. I don't want to be sleeping in the car again. And I just don't want any of that stuff to happen. Like so that stuff like it'll come. Like you know what I mean? It'll definitely come. And I wanna my goal is to be like, you know, have a, you know, multiple streams of income and stuff, and then be able to just trade because it's fun. You know what I mean? I like trading because it's challenging. You know, you know, if I get bored with something, I usually start getting into trouble or, you know, sucking at it. It has to be a challenge all the time, and that's what I like about it. And and so um, that's so now like I'm stacking that money, right? So I mean, I roll around in a little hoopty car still and all that, and then as soon as I start, you know, building that account bigger and like, you know what so what I'm actually trying to do with that money is put a down payment on a duplex, and so I'll get some like income in from that, and then that's it, dude. Like so, as soon as I start getting like okay, like I'm safe, like I'm not gonna be broke, like in case something happens, I'll start indulging and I'll start getting into some stuff too. But it's just it's not like I went to the bank and I pulled the money out and I made it real where it was in front of me. You know what I mean? So like I haven't seen
Hmm.
it. Like it's just a number. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not tangible to me. And so I think once I see something that's tangible out of it, then I'll probably be like way crazy excited about it.
I'm gonna tell
And
you one thing. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Alex. You motherfuckers is taking life too motherfucking serious. Listen here. Listen, motherfucker here. Listen, death is around the corner. Never listen. You gonna die. Listen, if you die tomorrow, you gonna die without seeing that, touching that money. Y'all is living. Listen, y'all needs listen. Listen, you already said you got that money took from you before. I ain't saying take it, go blow it. Enjoy life. My what? Gee, I have a 20K day. You ain't gonna see me on Twitter for a month. I'm gone. Nigga,
yeah,
I'm
man.
going. You gonna see me posting pictures on the beach. Man,
Well,
all
that's
right.
my plan now is to like so I mean I have a pretty big, you know, lawyer bill. I'm fighting for custody of my son, so like that's good
Okay,
money.
yeah, nah, hey, that'll eat some motherfucking money up. That'll eat your money up for sure. Hey,
And
hello. Whew.
I want to start like traveling and stuff, and I'll do like fun stuff like that. And then, um, and like I said, I don't ever want to put myself in a bad situation anymore because like I don't have anyone. I don't have anyone to fall back on or anything. So it's just me. So if I do die, if it does happen, I go out and I get struck by lightning or something, my son is gonna be he better go to fucking college because he has enough money to go for about right now in that account. So
See, so look, so wait a minute, so your kid took care of an account, and you
yeah,
still
so
ain't having fun. You just
well, I
making
mean,
my point a little bit more, man. Hey,
it's
I'm
just
just saying, a night out with the fellas.
I get yelled at too. So I have a mentor. So I have a mentor too. He's not on Twitter, and he's gotten on me a couple times already too. Or like I said, I deal with depression and anxiety like a lot, and
Ain't nothing wrong with Ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody go through something.
it's
Find your peace. Just find what you would have fun with. Just whether
ex-
it's scuba diving, whatever it is. Looking at fucking fishes all day. I don't care. Whatever you into.
yeah, dude. So it's just and then like with this whole like actually making the room thing, like it's not like I made a name for myself as a trader first and then made the room. So
Hmm.
I'm building both at the same time, and it's kind of rough, man. It's a lot of work, and I've fired like 3 social media managers already. I'm like, just get out of my face, doing it right. And so it's cool. Like but now I'm at the point where like with that money, like and with where I'm at in my trading and stuff, I could start enjoying things a little bit more, and it'll be a lot nicer. So
Okay.
um
As long
but
as you understand, man, enjoy life, man.
I'll have to go out there to Vegas. We'll go out in Vegas, bro. You have to take
Hey,
we'll go to Sapphire or something.
stop. Fuck all that. We can go to motherfucking Venetian. We can go to the MGM. We can hit the whole motherfucking strip. The Palms. That's what people don't sleep on because the Palms not really on the strip. But the Palms is probably one of the nicest hotels.
I like they have those the like their condos or something as part of it, right? And they have like those big old like infinity pools off of it. Those are pretty sick. I've seen them like on Airbnb and stuff. So those
See,
are
I ain't see. Look, you talking about some baller shit. I was talking about getting a
oh
normal cool room and,
oh.
God damn, this nigga talking
Do you like to gamble? Like like
oh yeah, I sports gamble. 21. I bet 21. Baccarat.
baccarat. I do like blackjack. I think I I don't
Roulette,
have
cool.
the straight face to play poker. So
I
uh,
don't even know how to play poker. I ain't got a straight face either. I start laughing if I got some good cards.
the Tesla trades have changed me, Andrew. You think that I changed since the Tesla trades? This dude on the YouTube live told me that they changed me.
Well, it
I really
changed
hope
you.
not, bro, because you ain't gonna ever see me in like some red bottoms or nothing, dude. I'm always gonna be wearing some Chuck Taylors, fucking t-shirt, bro. Like,
I know. You'll see
um,
me and all that.
I mean, Big Mike, right? So Big Mike, he used to be a part of Iconic, and now I think he has his own room and all that. He only
Ooh.
says he smokes.
That one dude. Yeah.
So he only says he smokes after like his after he's done trading. But you're like, no, I could focus just fine when I'm smoking.
Man, hell yeah.
That's nuts to me, man. That's like, you do know what though, like if I drink an energy drink or like something with like caffeine or like eat pre-workout, oh man, that's what makes me focus like sick. Like so that makes me I'll do that. Like if I
That's
were to
crazy. I don't really do too much of that. Like, it's crazy that I don't know. I know you see me smoking, but I'm kind of a healthy person. Like, I don't even eat fast food. Like, I
really,
cook all my food. Like, I'll say I cheat one day and eat canes that's out here. But as far as we go to a restaurant or something like, or we cook our food. Like, I'm really not a fast food person. Like, Subway sandwiches, I don't count that because that's Subway. You feel me? But other than that, I'm not. Nah. You see me smoking hella weed. That's really it. Like yeah, you see me smoking hella weed and drinking water. Like I don't even drink soda.
yeah. I see. I don't really like soda either. I don't like the carbonation. It kind of
Or
hurts.
you see me drinking a Capri Sun.
See, that's why I go and that's why I date single moms, bro. Like they always got
Hey,
snacks and Capri Suns,
they got
bro.
all the snacks, bro.
I'm telling you, freaking kid comes out yelling at me because I'm stealing his crackers at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And run away with the Grand Theft Auto. We ain't got that. We need that video game.
One Red Bull a day trading necessity. Yeah, I get really bad with the energy drinks. If I were to ever try like Coke or meth, I'd probably be fucked. Like, cause I
Oh
like
man.
I really
Boy,
like
if
that
I oh man.
high energy buzz, and I think I have a little bit of ADD, so it lets me like focus a little bit, and um, so that's it could be a bad day, and sometimes like there's one time I drink the Bang energies. Oh man, those make my heart feel like it's gonna explode. So, so talk a
Right.
little bit, man, about like do you think that what life outside of trading, like your relationship with your wife, are you married,
Nah, girlfriend.
girlfriend?
Mm.
So you think that impacts it like a lot, or like not really? Because you
Well,
seem pretty easy going.
it's been pretty easy going. Like I ain't gonna say like I jumped in and just made hella money, just like, oh, just made it. But when I first came in, I wanna say like my third week of trade, I made a lot of money. Like on some, I put in 10,000 shares and left cause I didn't know shit about the share amounts, didn't know nothing. I just put the order in because I got the alert, oh, buy this stock here. It's like at $1.50. I bought it on my phone, just bought it 10,000 shares, and
What?
like I want to say that was like 6:30 in the morning. I ended up fucking around, going to go do some other shit, not even paying attention. I look back at my phone like around 11. The stock at like $4. I'm like, whoa. It
Damn,
was crazy. It was one like, whoa.
that's nuts.
That was nuts because it was even more crazy. I didn't have a stop loss, nothing. Like I just just put it on my phone. Like that was the first alert. Like I was already in like, and then that's when I thought, okay, anytime people alert, I'm just gonna buy. And that fucked me up.
So, but like, besides smoking, do you have like, I mean, because for me, like with the depression and stuff like that, like, there's times in the room where like I gotta tell my guys like, hey, I can't trade today, guys, because I'm pretty fucked up. Like, I'm not feeling good. You know what I mean? So,
Oh
like,
no, as
how
long
do
as
you
I
keep yourself like level headed besides smoking it, or is that like your go to?
just usually go to just smoke a blunt or two, shit or three if you need it.
Do
Because
you
at the
do
end of the
that?
day, at the end of the day, I guarantee if me and you was to kick it, man, because I got homies that was, I ain't gonna say that they was fake depressed or nothing, because I know that that's real, but man, we'd sit back, kick it, smoke a couple blunts. I really tell you, like, nigga, because I ain't nothing like smoking a blunt and just getting into your thoughts, like, man, only this really matters. Like, not, I'm thinking about some shit that can happen, but right now ain't none of that shit happening. Only good, positive shit. So why am I thinking about some negative shit? Like, that's just gonna bring that negativity. Like, nah, fuck that. Positive thoughts, positive vibes. Smoke a
Yeah,
blunt.
I'm a pretty big advocate of it, but the with the whole custody case with my son,
Pray.
I
Just
can't do
pray
it.
on it.
It's
Just pray on it. It's gonna, for me, hey, at the end of the day, you only can control what you can control. You got courts in your way now. That's the court system. You gotta go by how they go. You, a lot of motherfuckers fighting for their kids right now. Like you just you gotta go with the flow. Once you get them, enjoy that, bro. Because all you gotta think is just positive thoughts. Just think about once you get them. That's once you get them, we gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that. Got this account. I've been saving this because I ain't been doing shit. I ain't been spending my money. I ain't enjoying life like I need to be enjoying life.
so there's dude Andrew on YouTube. He says he thinks it depends on the person. He says he's seen Bud be the reason for people's depression. I can see that, bro. Like I can see like
I can see that. I can see that. But say if they smoked with other people that was kind of sad and moody and like you can kind of balance that off like off somebody else. Like say if somebody just passed and like somebody else like homie just passed, but you ain't really know him, so you just sitting there just smoking with him and you just feel the sadness too. So, but like I say, sometimes I ain't gonna say weed is the answer. It depends on who you are, but weed was the answer for me. Like as far as calming down, just hey, whatever. Especially with the market, you gotta have that mentality. Like you, you got your stop losses. If my loss hit, I lost. It is what it is. Like you can't be I lost. Oh damn, I'm a dumb trader. I'm a worst trader. Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. Man, get out your feelings. Get out your feelings. It's tons of stocks. It is what it is. Think about what you, as long as that your stop loss is manageable, and that's what it just comes down to enjoying life, bro.
Yeah. So if you could go back, like say, like the first day that you're trading, and tell yourself like something that would half your learning curve, what would you tell yourself?
Slow down.
That's a big one. Like I
Slow
think that's
down.
a big one is that to look in the long term. So to
Slow
look
down.
a lot bigger term. Yeah. So I think
Slow
that's
down. Don't be quick to jump in the market. Learn. Learn.
a huge one because you just see everyone wanting to make profit, right off the bat. And as soon as you slow down and you just let things come to you, you're patient, and you just have an open mindset for everything, it just clicks. And then when you're getting a trade, it feels like a no-brainer. You have a feeling that you want to replicate every single time, and I can't really explain it, but you know when the trade is right, like you know what I mean, and then you know when you actually force a trade, and that's when I started like realizing like okay, like this trade is right. Like, it should be stress free. There was no stress at all in it. Like, it was exactly like how I wanted it to be. And I think that's a huge one that, and there's no way to help someone that is, there's actually a person that was in my room. He was in for like a month. And this guy, like, he was going like 1,000 miles a second. And he would not, like, he would be up on the day, like, he'd make his money, and then he would not stop. I'm like, motherfucker, like, yeah, I'm gonna need the password to your broker so I could cut you off so you don't trade anymore. Like, and he would give his money back every single time. I'm like, it's not that you don't know how to trade, you know how to pull money from the market, is that you don't know how to control, like, wanting to slow down or, making more money. And
That's a big part about it.
he's still hopping from room to room thinking there's like a secret out there that he's gonna get from a certain room. And all it is himself that he needs to slow down and look for in the longer term where it's okay to make 20 bucks on a trade. Like if you're making 20 bucks on a trade on a small account, as soon as you look back in a month, you're gonna be like, well, shit, like I made 500 bucks this month. Who wouldn't want an extra 500 bucks this month? You know what I mean? So I think I gotta agree with you. That's a huge one. Is just to slow down and look longer term into things. Like
And
it's better to be
use a
rich
stop
eventually.
loss.
The stop loss, yeah. So the stop loss, I gotta admit, so I don't really, especially with the options, it's really hard to use an actual hard stop, because with the gamma and the theta, it doesn't move directly to the underline, right? So I can't do it. I've tried to have like people write me an algorithm to be able to do it, like as a math problem, and there's too many variables and it's not accurate. So I either get stopped out too soon or too late, and it doesn't work. So I got to literally sit here and babysit the actual trade if it's not a swing trade or whatever. But um, that's something I just like learned to trust myself, where it's like either you're gonna freaking eat this big ass loss in options, because they move a lot. There's a lot more volatility in them. Um, you can lose your ass like pretty quick if you're not quick on the trigger to get out. And so um, it's hard for me because I do have to use like a mental stop. But if anyone, so my guy Alberto, I believe, is watching this right now. I was trading. What was the ticker I was trading the other day, Alberto? Um, it was a trade. It was this week. Um, P. It started with a P. Plug, PLUG. I think it was PLUG, and then I won't trade a small cap, like just a small cap equity without a stop loss. Like there's so many times you just get fucked and dumped on or ripped on, and it is just it is absolutely nuts. And then so these guys already know, like, if I'm trading small cap, I have a stop right there. I don't care if it freaking hits. Like, so you're absolutely right. Like on a small cap, I have a stop every single time. But on an option, it's a little bit different ball game. And I hope to one day have an algorithm or something to be able to like put a stop in, and then it'll do it automatically. Based on the gamma, the theta, delta. But it's pretty hard. So, but I gotta agree with you on that.
Stop loss is gonna save you. They'll save you. That's one thing I'll tell myself.
So where do you want to take your trading, or in the future, or what do you want to do? Are you cool with where it's at, and you're just gonna do this?
I wanna really like I'll be done with trading Like I'll say I'm done with trading if I make $250,000 in one day. Like I'll say I'll pull from the market. I'll cut. I'll that 250 because I know that quarter gonna get added to whatever I got added in my account. So I'm pulling all that out, and I'm gone.
Yeah,
Hey,
so we
listen,
know what
hey,
happened to you if you never show up back on Twitter or back in the room. We know
you
what
gonna
happened.
see. Hey, I swear you'll see on Twitter. I told you I was gonna leave when I had this day. Bye. That's it. You gonna see the chart?
See, whenever you have that day though, you got to go put it all on black on the table though.
Nah, I'm gonna go put it on double on zero green, and we go.
Hey, GDF, if send me a DM on Twitter, bro. I think in this or somewhere on the YouTube is my email or DM me on Twitter. If you can do it, then let me know, dude, because I didn't know that there's a way that you can do it. So if there is a way to do it, I don't trade on Thinkorswim though, so I trade using DAS. But if I've been actually wanting to transition from DAS to Thinkorswim, because to be honest, it's a bitch to have two different uh, software,
Platform.
and it's hard. So, but the thing is that Thinkorswim has a lot more more like when you put in the order, it wants you to fill out more things. It slows me down. So I would probably lose probably a couple $1,000 just learning how to use the software to actually put in my orders if I was to do that. So yeah, send me a DM if you have like a video or something that shows me some reference material on how to do it, because I've been looking to move over to Thinkorswim anyways. The only thing that's been stopping me is that they aren't direct access, and then having to learn the actual order input. So and I've been trying to do the on demand to try to teach myself, but I don't have the time to. So
Thinkorswim, that's the platform I use.
you use Thinkorswim?
I use Trade Zero as my broker, but Thinkorswim platform.
Yeah, so that's so I trade with Cobra, but then I just have I use my charts because I have all my algos and stuff, or not algos, indicators on Thinkorswim. Yeah, so I mean,
Me too. I got all that on Thinkorswim. Everything.
yeah, so that like this guy, so that's perfect then, dude, because like that, I mean, I straight up have, I give my pre-market plan in the morning, and I say, hey, it's gonna go ahead and bounce off this level, and this is where I get in, and then my risk is right here, so that would be perfect, dude. I'll switch. I actually need two accounts now, one for swing and one for like my intraday trades. So
How does swing? Well, how do you sleep at night swinging?
uh, this market's nice right now, bro. This market just keeps on going up, so pretty
Oh,
comfy.
oh yeah, you ain't no short seller. My bad. You ain't no short seller. Okay, okay. I'm about to
So
say I can't. What?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of I mean, it's all the large caps, so I mean, it's just buy the dip mostly. And I mean, if we start Friday and Saturday or Thursday and Friday, I was kind of clenching my butt cheeks a little bit. I was like, man, can you please stop selling market, please? So if it starts, getting really volatile, I won't do it anymore. But the conditions have been really nice for it right now. Like I swung Square, which we'll talk about here in a second, and they have earnings this week, and that's actually a really nice trade. Netflix, Tesla, and those have all worked out. And that's something I wanted. I've been looking at with the options. You make shit ton more money swinging the options than you do intraday trading. So I'm looking to trade less and have those bigger trades than having to babysit and be here, every single day. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what I'm doing. Babysitting 3 hours a day, straight up
Oh,
babysitting and
this
managing.
guy has a question for you, Davone.
Uh huh.
Is it Davone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you prefer pre-market trading more than regular hours? A
For
lot of
me, yeah.
once you get started pre-market.
For me, yes, but I do not prefer nobody else to take pre-market trades only because it's less volatile. It's harder for traders to get out. But my system works for me getting in early pre-market. Like it's just my system that I have. I rarely see anybody else take the kind of trades I take pre-market, but it works for me. I don't want nobody else to take that because I've seen people try to get in early on a wrong stock and get taken. So it's like I have a strong criteria with pre-market trading, and my style really now is I only do intraday trading to add, really, as like unless it's like a day 3 or day 4 play, like a continuation play that's just been green for 3 days straight and it's finally having its first red day. I might hold that until the end of the day or until my stop hit or something. I'll go for a home run on that. But other than that, like pre-market trading, I have my indicators where I'm covering. I have I have the system to where I'm covering, and my system fits me. But I do not recommend nobody trading pre-market. Like that's a dangerous game.
I've had that happen to me. I was going long on the ticker. I don't remember. So one of my edges, guys, is I can't remember shit. So like the whole feelings towards things is I can't remember stuff. So I don't have feelings very long on things. You know what I mean? So I can't remember shit. Like Alex is really good at remembering the ticker name, the exact price I got to, his entry, and he can recall every single thing, which is he's really good at. I can't do that. So I have to go back and actually look at my stats. So, but anyways, I was longing a ticker and they had an offering, and I was in pre-market, and you know the stops don't help in
Mm.
pre-market. So I was fucked. I was fucked on that, and never do it again. I learned that the hard way, and I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
So he wants to ask you. So you're mostly looking for a day one gap.
So yes, day one gappers is like my go to, but also first red day. Like the first red day indicator, like that indicates backside. Like I'm a strong backside trader, but first red days is like I mean gapping craps is like that's bread and butter because you know it's so much It's like a bounce short. That's basically what it is, a bounce short, especially if it has a lot of resistance up ahead. Like I'm not a big scaler like that anymore. Like I go for one bullet and 2 bullets at max. So I want a clean shot. Like I don't want to risk 20 cent to make 20 cent. Like I want to keep that risk at like 10 and let me unwind this for at least if it goes down 70 cent, that's good. If it goes to my indicators of 30 40, it's great. Like it's just like you just gotta do your due diligence on the stock. Like see what the stock done in this past. Like that's gonna tell you what's gonna happen coming up. Like if a stock gapped and crap 10 times this past year and failed 80% of the time, now you got an 80% failing of gap and crap. Plus, if it's gapping to a prior resistance, plus if your indicators match up, like it's just a lot of stuff that can go into a gap and crap. But people gotta understand it's the difference between a gap and crap and a gap and go. Like a gap and go will take your ass. It will take you. Like, and that's why my system I'll wait. I ain't about to ride no pony up. Hell no. I'm gonna wait till that motherfucker settle his ass down, get tired. I'm about to take advantage. Cause I remember like you said you don't remember like the ticker you did like lost on. I remember my 2 biggest losses. Like I remember them tickers. I remember everything.
Yeah, that's a I don't actually a back in the day when AMRN had just like I think they had just IPO'd and stuff. I think I did. It's on my do not trade list because I could just. It wasn't just one loss of a trade though. It was like over me trying to do it over and over again. I was like, this fucker's not gonna beat me, and just being stubborn. And now it's on my do not trade list because I can't read it. So
MLNT.
NBev NBev was another one I couldn't never.
Oh, I fucked with M. That's one of my favorite tickers when it bounced. That's one of my. That's I fucks with MBF. That's a gap
Everyone
and
loves
crap.
it, bro. Everyone
That's a
loves
gap
it.
and crap.
What was the other one? So there was NBev, and then there's
It was Ambev. It was RKDA that was rough. It was
no,
I
it wasn't
had
like
my worst ticket was MLNT. Like it was that was brutal. Like I got took.
so. My friend here comes that says, Devon, do you have three or so most significant lessons, advice you have received which benefit you the most in trading, like golden nuggets?
Yeah, yeah. So one, say what your system is. Follow your system. No matter if you're long, short, swinging, whatever you do, follow your system. 2, stop loss or break like a controllable loss. 1-to-1 ratio is not good trading. Risk 10 cents to make 10 cents or risk $1 to make $1. That's not good. Like at the end of the day, it's just not. 1 to 3, preferably. Last but not least, don't get too emotional with the market. Emotions can kill you in this market. Like volatile market, you can get took. That's my 3 biggest lessons is them 3. Like it's mostly just composure. Just no matter what, composure. Hit your stop loss, you was prepared for that already. You was prepared if that trade go wrong. That's what people not getting. That's why my thing is for everybody that's coming in, that's even been here now, like that's even teaching people, like still like control that loss. Don't be a 1-to-1 person. Like be 1 to 3. Always have the odds in your favor. Like Bow preaches blackjack 21. If you got a 20, why would you hit? If you got 19, why would you hit? Play the odds. Like
Yeah. I'll share my 3 too. So I have like rules that I made for myself. So I'm sure everyone follows All Day Fades, Team 3D Stocks or whatever on Twitter.
no, who is it?
Team 3D Stocks, All Day Faders.
All
So
Day Faders.
he definitely puts out a lot of good value out there, guys. And
Okay. I just seen him. I give him a follow.
and he actually got this from Jesse Livermore's book. If you guys haven't read Jesse Livermore's book, go read it. And it's crazy how much things in the 1900s translate to now. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing, and it's really cool. Like it's a cool story, even like not so much even the actual trading information. It's just a cool story. So the best one is that your trade should walk into profit quickly. So if you're sitting there and your trade is negative for like 20 minutes, you have no reason being in that trade. So I mean, you could take you're going to go ahead
Oh
and
shit.
get out of that trade, and you could always go ahead and get back into that trade later, right, when it if it starts moving in your favor. But the best trade should walk in a profit quickly. So I think that's a big one. And then I get frustrated really quick. I'm definitely very Hispanic. They're very Latin. I get really frustrated and angry. Dude, it's nuts, bro. Like this is why I got child support, guys. Um, so my thing is the 3 strike rule. So if I play a ticker and I take 3 stops or 3 cuts on it, I'm done with that ticker for the day. I'm done with that one. If I go and I trade another ticker for a 4th time and then I go ahead and get cut on that, then I'm done for the day trading altogether. So there's obviously something wrong with me. I'm not reading the market right. If I'm buying tops and selling bottoms and doing all this stupid stuff, then I'll come back the next day. And the biggest thing is that our jobs as a trader is to be here tomorrow to trade. You can't make money if you're not here tomorrow to trade. So your
Exactly.
biggest goal is to be here tomorrow. Whatever you do, your goal is to be here tomorrow to be able to trade. So
Exactly.
so if you're not here tomorrow, you can't do anything about it. So and those are the biggest ones. Like obviously, I have the stop loss and things like that. But 3 strikes, walking a profit quickly, and um, I think that's it for what I have right now. So this guy says, Davone, how hard was it transitioning from flipping crack to flipping stocks?
Huh? For flipping what?
Flipping crack to flipping stocks, he said.
Flipping crack? Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. Do you know him? His name is Jose Pena.
No, hey. I ain't never sold crack in my life.
You know what?
Hey, give him a follow. Tell him to follow me. He funny. I like funny people. I swear to God.
Go ahead and drop your Twitter, bro, so everyone can follow you.
MOBNUG11.
We know you're joking, bro. I always
Nah,
wonder, like,
I know. That's why I like funny people. Fuck that. Don't follow me. I like funny
this
people.
has to be the most laid back like podcast or show we're gonna have. Like everyone's so uptight. Like I listen to like other
Everybody got a dick in
people.
their ass. Listen here,
Oh my
I ain't
god,
got time for that shit. Get out your fucking feelings. All right,
dude. I wake my
2020.
members up. I wake my members up in the morning to singing Taylor Swift sometimes. So like I don't take myself serious. Like I like having a good time. And I think that translates in the trading. Like we'll have a good time, right? But after we're done trading, after we nail our trades, then we start, just bullshitting, and that keeps us from over trading. So
That could kill you. But
this
yeah,
guy
I gotta
says,
stop in place.
this guy says, Devon, on gap and craps, is there a minimum and maximum flow criteria that you have?
Nothing under 3 million. If it's under 3 million, hey, hey.
That's
If
pretty
I
much.
put it like this, I remember this Alex and Bao always says, if Bao can buy the float, don't short the company. For
That's a
if you
pretty
can,
good
so
one,
remember that if you're a big trader and you got enough money in your account and you can buy that float, oh man,
You know what?
I'll,
That's one of my goals as a trader. Like I gotta admit to you guys, that's one of my goals as a trader to be able to buy a float and manipulate it.
like
Eventually, one day, to be able to buy a float and manipulate it, that would be fucking awesome. Just once, just
like
once.
that
Because if I
shit.
do it the second time, the SEC is gonna be knocking at my door, and I don't fucking want that. But
They
I just
coming,
want
they
to
coming
do
after
it for
that
once.
first one. I'm letting you know that right now. They got this. You better not put this YouTube video out.
Oh man, so
They
like,
knocking after the first one, but not like I don't. So like that, and then institutional ownership. Like be careful, 50%. That's some big hands. That's in that. That's some big hands.
I
So they
like
ain't
that.
gonna
I
just
mean,
let that die.
I also like seeing the short float too. So the short float also
Oh
tells
yeah, nothing over 25.
so but I think a lot of it is price action too, guys. Like if yeah, so like I said, I'm very discretionary in the way that I personally trade, and it's a little bit hard to convey it to my traders. I will long a 1.5 million float, like you know what I mean. Like those are the best short squeezes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, see, I'm talking about as a short seller, I wouldn't short those floats. Nah, I'm going along with them. Nah, I wouldn't. Hell no. Man, fuck. Man, listen.
No,
I
you
done
give
got
me
ripped.
you
Listen,
give me
if
a
anybody
1.5
was in here,
million float. You give me a
huh?
1.5 million float and a high short float. Oh man, we're gonna go for a ride.
Just if anybody was in here that's watching this, that's seen small caps, remember NBY, remember AIM, we remember RHE, all these small floats that just took off. You ain't no gapping craps.
Yeah. But I gotta agree too. The 3 million, the 3 million is actually a really good benchmark if you're shorting. I like
Yeah,
to see at least 3 million too.
at
So
least three, preferably 4 or 5 in that range. At least it's like okay, they got to spend some type of money.
okay. Do you guys have any other questions real quick for Devon? We're gonna move into like what we some tickers for the week and what we're looking at. If Devon wants to share, anything he's looking at for the week. But you guys have any questions before we get into that? Or if you have tickers for the week that you want us to go over as well, we could do that too. There's a latency between us talking and them hearing. So
That's all good. I'm trying to see which ones I was looking at for this morning.
what's the maximum you would pay for borrows? Trade zero can be expensive. Dude, I gotta agree with you. So this is a huge fight that I have with um short selling. Like I just don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like paying for borrows and stuff when you could come and buy puts on something that's gonna give you a bigger move. And I don't get it. But I mean, Devon could talk about it.
So my opinion when it comes to borrows, I wouldn't pay. So I'm basically going off 1,000 shares. So say if you was just basically buying 1,000 shares, I was getting 1,000 shares, and it costed more than 50 or 55. I'm looking at it kind of different, but like $70 for 1,000 shares. That's out. Like I prefer to pay like 1,000 shares, $22, $18, $19. Like that's just saying like as share amount. Like I don't know, like that 0.00919 bullshit. Like
It's like 2%.
yeah, like I'd rather do that. like nothing more than $50 for 1,000 shares. However you want to take the numbers and chop it up and do it that way.
So you do it by a monetary amount. So you don't do it
Yeah.
as
So basically, all right. So basically, pre-market, I don't never go no more than 2,500 shares. Like I don't got took. So 2,500 shares, I just monitor that. I know how much money I'm supposed to spend for that 2,500 shares. Normally, how much I'll spend. So if a stock is like hella expensive, uh, I'll probably still get it if it's an A+ setup. But that's expensive, bro. Like, cause what if that? Cause then you gotta take into that account now. Like you coming in negative even more with that paying that borrow cost. So you automatically gotta take that out. Then once you enter your trade, you coming in as a loser. Like you got to enter that out as a short seller. Majority of times, because people like to scale up and stuff. So majority of times you're taking a losing starter spot, and it's just a lot of stuff. Like I wouldn't pay no more than $60 for 1,000 shares, $50 for 1,000 shares. That's too much.
I think for me, when I used to play a lot of small caps, Johnny, it's about context too. So if you have a $3 stock and you're shorting a $3 stock, it doesn't make sense to pay 50 cents, right? But if you're trading something like SPCE, where you're up 30, $40 and it's going to dump pretty dollars and not cents, you're talking about your profit being dollars and not cents. In that context, right? Then obviously 25 cents, 50 cents is going to be better. It's amount of risk to reward that's on it and the context behind it as well. So I think you limit yourself a little bit if you're just saying, and Davone has his way. He has his plan. He does his way, and it works for him. But for me, like I said, I'm a little bit more discretionary, where it matters about the context about it too. So like, I remember with Tilray, right? It got to what was it, $200, $300, where it finally crapped out. If you're paying 50 cents a borrow, I think that was what it was on that day when it finally died. I mean, who wouldn't have paid 50 cents a borrow, like for that day where it fell, you know, $100 or something, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that helps you at all, but that's my take on it.
True.
Any other questions real quick? We got to convince Devon to learn some options.
Man, she making $100,000. Shit, I'm learn whatever.
It's definitely different. It's a different headache, man. It's not only do you have to be right on the trade, you got to get the timing right. So it adds a different parts of it. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen, guys. Let me pull up my Thinkorswim real quick, and we'll go over some tickers and stuff. If you guys got any tickers that you want us to go over together, I'll let Devon go over the small caps. If there's any from last week that he's also hoping to come out for this week, and I'll share what I have going on. Are you eating Takis?
Nah, my girl Korean, so this is some Korean shit.
Oh, is she really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Like full on Korean, like we watch Korean shows and shit like that.
That's cool, bro. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen now, right? So so for this week, what I'm keeping on watch, guys, is also yes, I'm recording it. It'll be available
God
for you
damn,
guys.
this all your shit.
Yeah, you never seen it before?
God damn, dude.
I'm a technical operator here, bro. I got you.
Jesus
Um,
Christ, I need you to make me an indicator. God damn.
that's
The
how we
fuck?
do. Just to let you know, guys, my room is very technical trading with a little dash of discretionary. So that's how we personally trade. So um, he said Oh, my friend comes and said, Asian girlfriend, you're living the dream. This is
Shut the
coming from a
fuck up.
this is coming from a woman. She's a woman too.
See, it is what it is. You know, I'm happy. I'm
Does
happy.
she have a sister? Can you hook me up, bro?
The question is, she got like 7 brothers or some shit like that. The
Oh
only
my
girl.
gosh.
The only girl.
Cool. So don't these lines right here, these are part of my the programming and my indicators. I please excuse them. I have to get them coded out eventually. But this is Square, guys. They are actually going to report earnings this week, and it's actually looking pretty good. If you guys aren't following Earnings Whisper on Twitter, definitely encourage you guys following Earnings Whisper. They actually put out some good stuff for earnings, and Wall Street Jesus also puts out a lot of stuff. There was some big sweeps for Square. So I was following the big money with the sweeps for the options. And then I took my position here around 79, $80. And then I bought some 85 calls. And the thing is that I bought them for this week's expiration. So this last Friday, which would have been the 21st or something, right?
It would have been,
Yeah, 21st.
yeah,
So
21st.
I didn't give myself like I was talking about. I didn't give myself enough time in order for it to actually go above the 85. So I did get my profit target of 85. So my plan was I had this. If I go back a little bit even further here on this 3 week, you can see this resistance here at 83. So it triple topped right here at the 83, and so I wanted to break that, come up here to the test 100, 102, and with the theta for my position and it being so close, it was moving like the Titanic was strapped to it. So I just ended up taking my profits on I think it was Wednesday, and it was like $5,000-6,000. So, but if I would have got like next week's expiration after they would have made the earnings, and if the earnings are positive, we definitely have a lot of room to come up here to 100, and that would have been probably $10,000-15,000 trade instead. But I'm still learning this bigger term trade options instead of just the intraday scalping. So still keeping that on the watch, guys. If we get like some type of dip on tomorrow, that would be a good opportunity to get in on it. And then also, um, oh, BYND. So I've been watching this one here for a little bit. Um, this one is so you see this huge cup and handle here. So in technical terms, that we say the longer the base, the bigger the move, right? So we're getting this handle that's actually getting extended a little bit further out, and they have earnings this week. Now I know that there was some like type of thing where they're saying like Burger King recorded lower like sales or something, but I read some reports saying that they actually got into more restaurants and just the number of retailers actually providing their product. So I'm expecting this to actually be pretty good here, and this will be a pretty nice move up here to at least around 41st, and then to continue up. There's a lot of short sellers here. I don't remember what the short flow is right now, but this will be definitely a nice move up when it comes to with the short shorts that are in there. And those are the two main ones that I'm watching. I'm still in my Tesla trades, guys. So just to talk a little bit about my Tesla trade, this is what my plan was. So like, we got to go a little bit closer here. So we had the top right here, and it came in and based out, right? So it came down to the 600, and then I made another, um, like a couple day trade where it made this base and it came back up here towards 800. And then if you see right here, if it made this base at 758 and then it came in, it had 700. If you look at like the way that it actually trades since it started making this huge short squeeze, it'll go above like the whole number, the whole like 100 number, and then it'll come back and test it. So right here at 400, it broke 400, came to 440, came back, tested it, and then it continued up. Same thing with 500. 540 came back, held 500, and went back up. And it's done this whole time. So that my theory on this, Everyone told me I was stupid and I was crazy to keep on holding this to when it came down this week, right below the 900, but it did the same thing. It came up to 940, came back, and it's holding. It closed at about 900 every day this week. So this week we should see 1,000. I'm counting on the 1,000. And the thing was is that on my trade where it went in right here, when it started gapping up, I was actually up. I cashed in 22,000 for that trade, and I rolled it over to the next week's expiration, and so now I'm pretty much break even on the trade. So I needed to make a move, or else I'm in some pretty deep water at that point. So I could have just took the 22,000 and walked away, but I rolled it over for the bigger move to the 1,000 calls for the expiration, I believe, on March 1st, March 6th. So I bought a little bit more time now in order to get that moved. And so the nice thing about that was is I bought those 1,000 calls on the cheap because it was coming down when I was buying them. So um, I got a pretty good, nice discount on those. But I don't know if you see the reason, how that happens every time where it'll go to, like I said, like, uh, halfway up, come back and, test the whole 500 and then up and then, come, and then it keeps it going back up, down. And so with all the, with all the hedges that are hedged in at 1,000, we could see definitely 1,200. And I think it's plenty. Like it's pretty. We'll probably never see something like this over again. Like over a $700 short squeeze is absolutely crazy. So um, those are the three ones that I'm actually looking forward to this week. And obviously Amazon has been pretty volatile too. Amazon and Netflix, I kind of just scout. Um, I just keep up. So um, there's some guys in my room that like trading Apple because it's been coming down. So now they're buying the dip on Apple for it to come down. And then with their guidance, so they lowered the guidance because of the coronavirus. So they're buying that on the cheap for it to keep on going up too. So, do you want to share your screen, Davone, and go over any tickers?
Just put it up on yours. I ain't got to think of something. I don't know. I do none of that.
Okay, which one?
Pull up TWMC. Wait, that was one of them. This one I'm looking at for tomorrow.
Oh, this one's not. So
So
I actually got to pull up BAMSEC and FinViz and all those cool things when I look at small caps.
yeah, that's why I look. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I know. It's a day two.
So TWMC is wow, this is uh, this thing says it's a 500,000 float, bro.
It's not a day one. It's a day two. Look at the baggies.
Uh,
And I ain't hitting it early. I want the pop.
so yeah, so this
So
is
look at the 1 minute. Look at it on 1 minute from yesterday. Like a 1 minute chart.
oh, there we go. Yep,
You see the baggies?
yep.
I really ideally I want to pop above 650. Ideally I want it to 7, but I'll see how 650 react. And if it gets stuffy, I'll probably take a position there.
Yeah, I'll keep this on watch. There's still guys in my room, and I pull up um I pull up the small caps, and then I go over like thought process and for them to trade and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll probably be looking at this tomorrow. I don't know if you're still watching Alberto, but did you get it? Alberto likes the long though. He likes to
It's
uh
on shit. Um, in CLDX.
CLTS. I believe I've traded that before. Oh
That's
yeah,
the
this
other,
one too.
that's the other stock I'm looking for. And ideally, I just want a bigger. Ideally, I hope it gaps for a day two play. I hope it gaps up, and we can get it in towards the $4 range.
Yeah, $4 for 20 would be nice.
With that resistance and with a 430 stop, just it's just like I like how the chart's already set. You got baggies that's stuck. Yeah, if it gaps down tomorrow, you got baggies that's stuck from Friday. So it's two ways that you can play a gap down or a gap up play. So I'm gonna be looking at it for two different options.
That one's a really good too. How do you find these? Do you have a
Finviz,
scanner or
yeah, I have a scanner, but and then I have Finviz, then I have an after hour scanner. So well, if people watching this podcast, they're gonna get my secret play for tomorrow, CETX.
CGX? Oh, where
No,
you guys
CETX.
CETX? Oh,
Mm.
you guys are getting the goods here. Oh yeah, that's not, oh
See,
man.
it ran after hours. But scroll back. So now pull up a 5 minute 30 day chart. 5 minute of not 5 minute 30 day. 5 minute 30 day. hmm And scroll back. You're gonna see so many bag holders, and this is like crazy. Keep scrolling. You gonna just see it. This is like the my premier play is because you see all the spikes and fails that's happening right now. Like as you're scrolling back,
See,
but
this
you
is
gonna see.
cool because so then you don't actually wait for like the hot stock of the day. You're already like rocking and rolling after hours.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest like. Keep going. It's another day. It's another day. Keep going. There's one more. No, that's it. That's it right there. That's it. So if you zoom in, you see like it ran after hours last time. Gave that dip and ran. But if you see that second day, I was short this day. If you can see my charts, I think I posted these on Twitter too. I was short this day on the first move, and I actually had a win on that. Like like covered like something's wrong with the stock. It should have tanked if it was gonna tank, and it ended up squeezing. And day two, if you know, this is when I get psychology into it. Like motherfuckers, day two, they up long here. They got their money at 240, 260. However, if you look at the yearly chart, you see so many bag holders above. So many bag holders.
Yeah.
So anywhere it goes, at some point in time, the selling's gonna happen. I took this trade that day two early pre-market. I believe I had like a 338 average and just rolled it down.
So this one has a four. So according to Finviz right now, 4 million short, 4 million float.
Um,
Not really that much of a short float, and then 6% institutional on. So yeah, it should be a really good play.
that's my bread and butter one for tomorrow. If it gaps, I probably won't. It just depends on where it's at by my indicators when pre-market open. Volume that's coming in. If it's over a certain volume that's trading pre-market, I won't take it front side. I'll wait for the volume imbalance candle to come in. I'll wait for it all.
Um,
But
what indicators do you like? Do you use like J's indicators?
yeah, I use J's.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely work very well. So
It's numbers behind them too. It's like I like it, and you can just see off the hourly charts, spikes and fail, spike and fail, spike and fail. That day had to squeeze, but other than that, spike and fail, spike and fail.
yeah,
It just you just can't be early to the party.
cool. I'll write them actually here in the chart, guys. In the chat. So CETX, you're looking at TWMC, and
You
then
feel me?
what was
That's the plays like. You feel me? I wasn't even gonna give out CTX, but you feel me? I don't give a fuck. It's just one stock. I don't give a fuck. It's
you
just
know what? You know why he's trying you guys? He's trying to bag you guys. He's saying go long.
shit. I don't even know how to go long though, so it's like motherfuckers might bag me. Shit,
What's
shit.
up, Richard? So CATX, TWMC, and then what was the other one? Was there a third one?
It was CODX.
X. And then I'm looking at square, um, UND. Um, so my boy Alberto is saying he wants to trade EGO tomorrow. Do you like EGO?
Okay. Oh, I ain't even see the stock. Okay. Let me see the yearly. What's the volume like on a yearly, like normal volume for it?
Damn, that's a lot right here.
Yeah, how much was that day? How much was the day it just ran? How much was that?
20 million.
20 million? Okay. Yearly got resistance at 10. It can be a breakout chart or it can be a fake out. You can play this two different ways. Like so, if in my opinion, pre-market, if you see it flirting well above 10, I wouldn't take a short. I'll dip. I mean, I wouldn't buy the dip, but I would prefer somebody to buy the dip instead of fighting a short up to where you don't see the ceiling. Like I don't see no ceiling on this. Like it seems like 10 is a breakout area.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got some room.
Now you got some meat until like a different resistance 18. That you could be fighting trend up all day. Like and with 20 minutes, like you could be fighting all day. It seemed like yesterday was the highest volume candle that it had.
Yep.
So you can be really fighting this stock all day. It just depends. Now if it gaps down, hey, now we're talking. Now you got a $10 spot to short into, green red to short into. You got so now it's a double layer resistance. You can go into that.
So this
Oh,
guy,
that's one of the things I like. If it's a double layer resistance, like
yeah. So he's
I'm gonna be looking at that stock tomorrow though. I ain't had it on my radar.
yeah. We'll get to it. We'll be able to see. But yeah, this is my boy that actually likes he likes longing momentum. So
Yeah, if it can
if you
break
guys
if
can
it
get up
breaks out
to
10, I wouldn't short it, so that should go long.
all right, guys. Any last minute comments, questions, anything? This has been really cool. It's really cool to have a lot of people in here, a lot of questions. And Davone, I appreciate you taking the time out of your weekend
No,
away
bro,
from
it's all
work.
good, bro.
So if you guys have any last
Anytime, G.
minute questions or tickers that you want to go over, if you guys could do me a huge favor, if you've watched the whole this whole podcast or stream, leave me a comment, leave me a video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to get those subscribers, guys, and it definitely helps to get my name out there and share value for the whole trading community. So if you guys could press the like button for me and also feedback if you guys like this format, having a guest and for us just chopping it up. Yeah, I used to call it the whiskey watch list. I used to take a shot and do watch list. So I mean, we could have blunts and whiskey with
I'm
Devon.
with it.
This dude says BABA bottle. So I was actually just gonna say that, Scott. I actually this was a hard one, man, because it's a really nice. I really like the company. I really like the ticker and stuff. But with the whole coronavirus thing, it's very I just would not trade it, to be honest, man. If the market is very bearish, then yes, I would probably get puts on it, and for it to come down, probably test around 200 or so. Um, if the market is bearish, so market depending. Um, but I would not long this at any point, any right now, dude, with the whole Roni virus and everything. So um, it's just really hard. I heard they shut down the whole Samsung factory in China. So I'm gonna
That's just crazy, bro.
yeah. So
That's just sad, bro. That's just sad. And the crazy part about it is I heard the Chinese government, like it was a doctor out there that's been saying that shit was coming. And Chinese government, they can't really speak out like how we could speak out here. So you feel me? They couldn't he couldn't promote it, and that's fucked up. He tried to warn them now, and then dude ended up getting killed. I wonder who did that. But, hey, it
so
is what it is. Like that's fucked up. That a lot of people are suffering from this disease that could have been kind of prevented if motherfuckers would have took the right precautionary
See, the other thing is that now they're saying that it actually got leaked from a lab. Like it wasn't like you know how they were blaming the bat soup or whatever like a couple weeks ago. Now they're saying
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I ain't kind of believe it was no bats.
I
Like
don't
that
know.
that was weird as hell that they said bats.
So we got Ozzy Osbourne over there giving everyone the fucking Roni virus, fighting bat heads. Um, but yeah, so as far as the ticket though, blah blah blah. I have guys that are, I have friends that are into drop shipping, and they're about to just call, close up shop because they can't get product from all the stuff closed down out there. So, but what's AVGO? Is that like a smaller mid cap?
Am
That
I
looks
what is
almost
that?
the same exact pattern as Baba, bro. It looks almost identical.
That's definitely not a small cap. Tell you that much. Oh, God.
It needs to. So if it comes in, it holds this 300, Scott. I really like it right here. So 300 is the whole number. I also have a fib line right there. So I like that. As long as it holds 300, bro. I'd like it to see it pull away from here. So you can see like it kind of did the same thing, twice right here where it started like making these higher lows. It could start doing the same thing here as well. Start making some higher lows, but just very like volatile, bro. Like almost stair step stuff. Futures are open right now, so the futures are down right now. I haven't got a chance to look at the futures yet, bro. I haven't usually start doing my studying after I do this, so I'll be posting in my room the futures and other things. Cool
That
guys.
dog is crazy.
Well, definitely appreciate it, bro. That yeah, again, thank you for taking the time. I was really pleasantly surprised that when I asked you, and you're just like, yeah, it's good. And then you guys don't know when I asked him on to do this, he's the king of like 3-word answers. Like, and I'm like, okay, so this next week, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay. So I'm really cool. I've asked other people before in the past to do it, and they just flake and stuff. So it's
Bro,
cool.
as long as
It's,
I don't care. I,
so I'm
I'm gonna smoke
actually
my
so
weed and we can talk anytime.
exactly. So coming up this Friday, I have me and Jay Trader are actually gonna do we're gonna chop it up and we're gonna do something like this on Friday this next week.
Oh,
This Friday.
nice.
And then what's his name? Ricky Analog. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said what's his name. Ricky Analog. He's in Hawaii right now enjoying himself, but he said once he gets
Who's
back,
that?
you don't know Ricky?
No.
Dude, you gotta go follow Ricky Analog on
Like,
on
oh,
Twitter.
bro, I don't be,
He's the fundamental king. He's really good, bro. I wouldn't have anyone on here that
I'm gonna go for what's his name?
Ricky Analog,
Ricky Antelope.
and he's like I said, he's visiting some family and stuff in Hawaii. I believe his wife is from there. I'm not 100%, but once he gets back, he agreed he would come and join us, which I'm really excited for to have him on, and because I suck at fundamentals, so I'm gonna have a pen and paper ready for that one.
If
And
I just followed you.
you just followed him?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell him I sent you. Um, awesome, guys. So we'll see you guys on Friday if you guys want to watch me trade live on Friday with Jay Trader, and then on Sunday we'll be back also for another Sunday stock study. Right? Later, guys.
Okay.